Good morning, YouTube. It is August 1st, and it is a beautiful Friday. Today, we're going to be talking about data centers for Riot, or what they call high performance computing. So, first things first, what is high performance computing? High performance computing is a fancy way of saying that we are going to be training AI datas on these servers. AI datas, AI models on these servers. We are going to be training simulations, like biotech simulations. We are going to be doing video rendering that's very um, power intensive, such as AI video rendering. It's just a fancy way of saying big, high consumption computing. All right, that's all high performance computing is. Like I said, don't let them trip you up. Everything can be explained in layman's terms. Everything. They teach doctors in layman's terms. So, what has Riot done so far? They've engaged consultants. They hired a Mr. Jonathan Gibbs to the board, so that way he can show and educate the workforce that they have. They've engaged in financial advisors to make sure that they can make it to the end of the road. They're currently developing infrastructure. They've completed a basis design, and later on, they're going to secure leases and tenants, probably to fund it. Riot is actively progressing towards securing a lease with high quality tenants and working collaboratively for final design iterations. Exactly. So, what's probably going to end up happening is they're going to find some of these nice tenants who have an idea in mind already. The tenants are going to put down a certain amount for Riot to design it to their specifications, and then that will be their new lease tenant. And future pipelines, right, will continue to build out the data center division with future powered land and acquisitions and developments. And that's the other thing I want to say that Riot that makes Riot different compared to some is Riot is not just mining Bitcoin like or buying Bitcoin like a treasury does. They're buying the land and then mining it, which doesn't seem like such a big deal, but think about something like McDonald's. McDonald's is not in the fast food industry. They are in the real estate industry and passively make fast food to compensate for such a real estate industry. That's exactly what Riot's doing. They are a real estate company who mines Bitcoin and is investing in high performance computing to buy more real estate. There we go. That's what Riot is. All right. But pivoting to something like that has a cost. You have to understand that. There is a cost to pivot. And we're going to try to break that down simplistically so everyone can understand because that's the point of this channel, guys. It's for time relevant information that can be broken down easily and is digestible. All right? Because I don't know if you ever tried watching CNBC, but just put a bullet in me. Okay. So, how much is this going to cost? How long will this cost? And what is the payout? Those are the questions y'all really came for, right? Trying to convert something that is a Bitcoin mining facility into an AI data center facility takes quite a lot of retrofitting. That's not easy. It's like turning an apartment complex into a restaurant, if that makes sense. It's not going to be the most simplistic thing. If I had to take a guess, I'm going to give y'all somewhere between 18 and 36 months. And that's a good timeline. That is not a hurricane comes through Texas or the Corsicana facility and wrecks it all up, or government agencies start stepping in and blocking us, or Riot CEO gets shot in New York City randomly. That would be awful. Um, the whole idea is timelines can change very radically for a multitude of factors. There is no single timeline that's going to be right. So we're going to give it somewhere between 18 and 36 months. Next, the cost of mining the Bitcoin. It's not about just mining the Bitcoin anymore. It's about the restructuring. So Bitcoin mining cost around 1 million per megawatt to build. Not to mine, but to build, all right? To get the hardware and all that thing, the rigs and all the other stuff. High performance computing is a bit of a different story. You need high density racks, advanced cooling, fiber backbones, and security. That alone is going to run somewhere between 6 to 10 million per megawatt. So roughly a 10x of what it costs to mine Bitcoin. Then comes The GPUs. We need to buy NVIDIA's H100s, maybe NVIDIA's H200s. We're going to focus on the 100s right now. So just one H100 can cost up to $40,000. A single megawatt of compute might need 300, 500 GPUs. I'm telling you, this is going to cost somewhere around 15 to 25 million in hardware alone in the GPUs per megawatt. You understand? An absolutely insane amount. So all in, I'm thinking the total cost per megawatt for high performance computing could be somewhere around 20 to 35 million. Now we're going to multiply that by our 600 megawatts. So we're looking at a potential build out cost of somewhere around 12 to 21 billion. Obviously, Riot does not have enough cash for that. But there's a catch. Riot doesn't need to fund all of it. They can lease the capacity, they can partner with hyperscalers, or they can rent the clients like CoreWeave and Limboda do. So next, what we want to look at is the payoff, right? We want to know how much we're putting in and how much we're going to be getting out. So what does Riot stand to gain when doing all this? Hosting AI workloads can generate somewhere between 5 to 10 million per megawatt per year, depending on how efficient the GPU are used. So in this instance, you're getting an upfront cost of close to 12 to 21 billion, but then generating right around 10 million per megawatt. Per megawatt. So remember, you got to take this 10 million, multiply it by 600. So even if they only deploy, let's say something like 100 megawatts, that's close to 500 to 8 million annually as a revenue stream. It's a subscription service that will not be going away. Fully deployed, so all 600, we're talking close to 3 to 4 billion per year in recurring revenue. That means in right around 3 years on the low end, let's say it costs 12 billion, we finally break even about 2029. Well, that's if they're at full scale. I guess it'd be more like 2031. So suddenly Riot isn't just a Bitcoin miner, it's an infrastructure provider at the heart of what the AI boom is. And at that point, good luck getting rid of them. So why is this supposed to matter to investors? Riot's balance sheet is clean. They have over 2 billion in liquidity between cash and Bitcoin. They have no net debt and they are doing a strategic shift towards high performance computing. They hired the chief development officer with data center expertise. That would be our boy Jonathan Gibbs, and he is engaging advisors. They're talking to hyperscaler clients. They are making moves. That is the kind of thing you want to see in a company. Innovation. Some analysts think Riot's AI pivot could add $6 to $7 per share in value, nearly doubling its stock from the current levels. Um, my closing thoughts are a few different things. First off, this past week, Riot skyrocketed all the way back to $14, and I was selling options against it. So my calls have been called away. Today on Friday, the company or the stock has dropped all the way back down to 11, and I'm re entering my position right now. What I want to say is, I always want to be open with y'all. I want to teach y'all everything I know, and I want to show y'all the moves that I am making. But the real thing I want to make sure that y'all get is the information that is needed to make your own decisions. So, for this video, what I wanted to show you was the 600 megawatts are real. The power constraints are in place, and the shift has begun. If Riot executes the pivot, they won't just survive the crypto cycles, they'll ride the next wave of AI infrastructure, and investors will look back at this moment as a turning point. What I want y'all to know is Riot is not going anywhere, and if they succeed here, they will be built into the infrastructure forever. That's it for today, guys. Please like, subscribe. Thank you for listening to Crooked Concepts, and until next time.